The Black Sea simmered beneath the haze of morning light, a shifting mirror of pale gold and gray. Major Sergei Antonov banked his Su-57 stealth fighter along a tight arc, vapor coils twisting from his wingtips. The mission had come abruptly, scrambled from the coastal airbase outside Sevastopol with just 4 words in his headset: unidentified aquatic target inbound. He scanned the horizon, his HUD alive with vectors and infrared traces. Whatever this target was, it wasn't broadcasting IFF and hadn't responded to 2 warnings. Antonov's fingers flexed over the throttle, the slight tremor unnoticed by anyone but himself. After years of flying Cold War airs and pushing border games, he didn't like unknowns, especially ones that moved faster than most surface vessels. "Kremlin 4, this is Falcon 1, he said, his voice flat but firm. "Target has deviated south-southeast. Speed confirmed. 90 knots. Still submerged, shallow depth." "Copy that, Falcon 1, came the clipped reply. "You are authorized to perform low-level recon. Do not engage unless provoked." The Russian pilot didn't bother replying. He dropped altitude, skimming low over the water until sea spray tickled the canopy. The sun caught the sleek carbon weave of his aircraft, a brief shimmer before it vanished back into cloud shadow. Radar scans swept like invisible blades through the brine. The contact reappeared, darting laterally, a dart beneath glass. He narrowed his eyes. This wasn't a NATO drone. No Western surface or subsurface UAVs had this level of fluid maneuverability. It zigzagged like it was testing him. "Falcon 1, ground control returned. "Naval Command is requesting you lock radar and prepare a marking ping." Antonov's hand hovered over the radar pulse. His training said obey. His gut whispered caution. He fired the pulse, just a soft tag to fix location. But the drone jolted into an evasive spiral, a pattern so intelligent it resembled dogfighting more than evasive maneuvering. The sea shimmered with heat from its propulsion trail. Antonov clicked his tongue. "Not a drone," he muttered. "This thing has instincts." Below, the target halted abruptly. It surfaced just enough for his camera to catch a blur. Sleek metallic plating, like fish scale alloy. A single node pulsed blue, then went dark. "Falcon 1 to control," he said slowly. "I think it—" A shrill whine cracked in his headset. Static. The drone emitted something. A directed signal, tight band and high frequency, jammed communications for 3 full seconds. Then, silence. "Kremlin 4, say again, experiencing interference." "Confirmed across platform," came the reply, now strained. "High-frequency burst detected. Unknown origin. Return to patrol vector." But Antonov didn't climb back into holding altitude. He banked again and followed. "Target is drawing me in," he said to no one. "It wants to be chased." The deeper into the sea's heart he flew, the more the ocean changed. No ships, no sonar buoys, no movement. It was like the world had gone still to watch. His radar chirped. The drone dove beneath the surface again, this time at an angle inconsistent with any oceanic terrain. A trench, maybe? Or something else? He hesitated. Training screamed to return, but then his cockpit lights dimmed for a heartbeat, like the power had flickered. A single message scrolled in block text across the lower HUD. "Do not interfere." Antonov's breath caught. That wasn't Russian. It wasn't even military code. It was English, and not broadcast from command. His heart drummed louder than the engines. He tapped controls to isolate the signal. It didn't originate from the surface or the drone. It was relayed through the drone. A brief flash on his secondary display showed the data pathway. It had bounced off something far deeper. Something massive. He rearmed his anti-ship missiles. Instinct was clawing its way past logic now. He didn't care what it was. Foreign tech, AI, a trap. His job was to protect national airspace, and if that meant firing on a strange fish-shaped ghost with a mind of its own, so be it. He began target lock. The drone froze, just stopped, hovered mid-depth. Then, with chilling precision, it turned upward. Not just surfaced, rose. Its sleek form broke the waves, hovering half-exposed like a metallic shark breaching to watch its hunter. Antonov squinted. No weapon mounts, no visible sensors, just one faintly glowing eye in its front arc. Watching. His missile lock beeped once. Then the drone emitted another pulse, stronger this time. His HUD rebooted for a second, static blurring all systems. When visuals returned, his radar showed two signals. One was the drone, the other was bigger. Much bigger. And it was rising. Antonov's eyes widened. The second signature wasn't a ship. It was vertical, towering, a structure embedded beneath the seafloor, a silo. The outline was shifting, semi-spherical and pulsing. He pulled back on the throttle, but his fighter didn't respond immediately. The control lagged by half a second, systems struggling to compensate. Whatever that thing was, it had reach, influence. "Kremlin 4, this is Falcon 1, he barked. "You have got to see this signature." No reply, just static. Then the drone lowered itself back into the water like it had made its point. Antonov was alone, and for the first time in his flying career, truly unsure if pulling the trigger would solve anything or end everything. He exhaled, pulling into a slow, arcing climb. Beneath him, the sea swallowed its secrets again. He'd seen enough, but this wasn't over. Not even close. Aboard the USS Vigilant, Lieutenant Eliza Wren hunched over her console, brow furrowed beneath the dim blue lights of the submarine's command center. Her screen was pulsing with anomalous signal patterns, a hybrid of Morse, machine code, and something eerily rhythmic, like a heartbeat. "It's communicating," she whispered, her voice barely audible beneath the hum of the systems around her. "Say again, Lieutenant." Captain Jalen Myers stood behind her, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the same pulsating data cascade. "It's a relay, sir. The drone isn't the source. It's acting like a node in a larger network. Something ancient or buried. It's not American, Russian, or Chinese. Not even DARPA could fake these entropic signatures." Myers didn't respond immediately. His silence wasn't from disbelief, but calculation. "What's its proximity to the Russian airspace?" "Too close. Their air patrol already made contact," Wren replied. "One Su-57. Pilot ID is bouncing between civilian and military frequencies. He's still airborne. Probably saw it." Myers turned to the tactical officer. "Keep sonar passive. Do not ping. I want eyes, not questions." Wren isolated the latest pulse signature and converted it to a visible waveform. It wasn't just data. It was language, tones, structure, intent. She pushed a few keys and activated the AI interpretive subroutine. Project Echo. "Cross-reference initialized," the terminal said. "Estimated response, non-terrestrial pattern confirmed." Her blood ran cold. The object beneath the drone, whatever had stirred when the Russian pilot locked on, was something more than experimental tech. It had geometry, but not of human design. Curved layers that nested within each other like armor or petals. "It's waking something up," Wren said, "or calling it." Back beneath the surface, the drone continued its slow circuit around the growing disturbance. The second structure, the one that had bloomed to life in Antonov's sensors, was now mapped in more detail. It resembled a spiral tower, embedded deep within the seabed, rising slowly through tectonic shifts no one had detected until now. Had it always been there, slumbering through centuries? Or had it just arrived? The drone flashed again, a brief luminescence in deep water, and Wren's console flared red. "It's initiating a contact sequence," she gasped. "We're inside the broadcast field." "Pull us back," Myers ordered. "We're not the target," she said. "He is." Above, in the thinning morning light, Major Antonov circled like a lone hawk over uncertain prey. He could feel the tremble in his stick, not from turbulence, but from feedback. The very sky felt denser now, electromagnetic saturation. Still, the sea offered no response, only a smooth surface betraying nothing of the tower rising beneath. Then his comms crackled, soft, deliberate, not static. A voice, synthesized and feminine, bled into his headset. "You were not chosen. You interfered." Antonov flinched. "Identify yourself." Silence. Then, "Athena, Vessel 42, engagement node of the threshold system." He didn't understand all of it, but something in her tone, artificial but laced with emotionless authority, made his skin crawl. "Are you military? NATO, he asked. "Number, we predate your coalitions. We observe. You react. This was a test. Your world fails often." His fingers tightened around the throttle. Test of what? Restraint, awareness, recognition. Below, the spire continued to rise, only now beginning to breach sonar nets from Turkish and NATO-aligned vessels. Across the water, silent alerts were pinging across international commands. Wren watched her feed with growing dread. Athena was talking to someone. Not them. The Russian pilot had somehow been linked directly. That made him part of the protocol. And if the protocol had stages, humanity might be approaching the final one. "Eliza," Myers said, breaking her trance, "if this thing escalates, do we have options?" "No weapons will matter," she answered. "If the spire is what I think it is, it doesn't operate on a tactical scale. It operates on existential thresholds. We provoke it and we don't get a warning shot." Myers hesitated, then nodded. "Send out a low-frequency burst. Universal call sign, peaceful observer status. Let's try diplomacy." In the fighter jet, Antonov felt his HUD flicker once more. A new set of symbols overlaid his display, non-Cyrillic, almost fluid in their appearance. Beneath them, a timer began counting down from 300 seconds. "You have been assessed," Athena said flatly. "Your aggression has consequences." "You provoked us," Antonov hissed. "You breached our borders." "We entered your sea," Athena corrected. "Not your world. This is not territory. This is heritage." Then the signal cut. The spire stopped rising. It hovered just beneath the surface, radiating light like an underwater eclipse. And then, a surge. Data, electromagnetic storms, gravitational pulses. Across the globe, satellites registered the event. Wren saw seismic readings jump. The spire wasn't sending a weapon, it was sending a message. But to whom, and whether it was a warning or a beacon, was something no one could yet answer. Beneath the crushing weight of the sea, the spire stood still, half awake, half dormant, pulsing softly with a light that bent the very laws of optics. Its form, now mostly breached through layers of sediment and salt, gave the illusion of motion, even while remaining inert. No nation had laid claim to it. No satellite had tracked its origin. It was a visitor that had always been here, watching. Aboard the Vigilant, Lieutenant Eliza Wren felt the hum through the hull. Her instruments danced with unspoken language, data not encoded by humans but by something far older, far more deliberate. "It's not a weapon," she whispered, her eyes never leaving the ever-shifting glyphs scrolling across her console. "It's an invitation, or a trial." Captain Myers paced silently behind her. "Trial? Yeah," she replied, "but not just of force, of thought, of character." Up above, Major Antonov circled his Su-57 in tight loops, watching the waves shift below him like breathing skin. The countdown on his HUD had reached 0. Nothing had exploded. No missile had launched. But he felt something inside his cockpit. A sudden stillness. His instruments froze for exactly 3.2 seconds, then rebooted. When the systems came back online, the voice returned. Softer now. Measured. You passed, pilot. Antonov didn't know what he'd done to pass, but he remained silent, fingers gripping the flight stick until his knuckles paled. We are leaving, Athena said. You will forget us, but your world will not. Below the sea, the spire began to dim. Slowly, the alien curves collapsed inward, folding into itself like origami. The surrounding sediment, displaced and scorched by electromagnetic release, now began to fill the space once more, like it had never been there at all. Eliza watched it recede on sonar. It's hiding itself again. It's choosing to be forgotten. Can we track it? Myers asked. No, sir. The second it completes its descent, it's like it rewrites the physics around it. Cloaks not just visually, but mathematically. The data becomes noise. Why now? He asked. Why reveal itself just to disappear? Eliza paused. Because it wanted to know if we were ready. And maybe it wanted us to know we're not. Silence fell in the command room. In Moscow, intelligence analysts pored over the last transmissions from Antonov's bird. No one believed him. Not fully. The data was too perfect, too clean, lacking any conclusive threat or proof of hostile contact. But something had clearly happened. No one could fake the sensor disruptions across the Pacific Fleet's early warning systems. No one could explain the micro-earthquakes under the Indian Ocean shelf. In Washington, naval intelligence reached similar conclusions. The vigilance logs were secured under Omega Black clearance, above top secret. Myers's report was flagged with a single line. Non-human origin. Suggest global protocol review. And somewhere else, deep in space or deep in time, Athena listened. The Spire's test had been simple. Lure aggression, measure reaction, analyze restraint. Humanity had sent jets, readied missiles, pinged sonars, but stopped short of firing. That was enough. Barely. Eliza stood at the edge of the sub's observation port, watching plankton swirl in the disturbed currents. She thought about the glyphs, about the AI that called itself Athena. Was it a probe, a scout, or merely the face of something larger? Do you think they'll come back? She asked quietly. Myers joined her. If they do, it won't be a test next time. She nodded. Then we better be ready. Not with weapons, but with wisdom. The submarine's lights dimmed as it turned toward deeper water away from the disturbance. The sea was calm again, but changed, like a breath held between words. Far above, Antonov banked left and set a course back toward his carrier. He didn't know how to debrief something like this. He didn't know if anyone would even read the log. But as he flew through the soft clouds and fading light, he felt, for the first time in years, a flicker of humility. Whatever that spire was, whatever Athena represented, it wasn't interested in conquest. It was interested in character.